It has been the most chaotic 24 hours. I never could have predicted the chain of events that happened in the last 24 hours when I found out that we had won the FFA chapter of the year for New York State in November. So I made that video last night saying that we were closed on Wednesday, which was fine, except right before we started putting the kids to bed, I get the text and the phone call saying that the school is closed for Thursday as well. Basically, I would say like over half of our school district did not have power for over 24 hours. So up until last night, everybody was still out. They didn't even have power at the school. And all of these poor people, I heard that food just got tossed, the stuff that was in the fridge and the freezer because the temperature outside wasn't cold enough, and they were handing out dry ice, but it wasn't enough. So I can't imagine how those poor people feel. Obviously, my concern when I found out that school was closed again for Thursday was the field trip that we were supposed to go on, because that is a commitment. Like, we applied for it back in October, we found out in November, and it's a huge deal. Huge deal. So I texted my superintendent and said, what would you propose that we do? Can I go? Can the parents drive the kids? Because I had parents contacting me, telling me that they were willing to drive their child 6 hours round trip to go to this thing. The problem was that parent didn't contact me until like 9 o'clock at night, and she must have gone to bed and or turned her cell phone off by that point. So I didn't get an answer to those questions until 6 o'clock this morning. As we left it last night, it was basically, okay, Katie, if you want to go, you can drive yourself out there, but parents can't drive the kids and we won't have district transportation for them, which is completely understandable. I totally get that. So then the parent had contacted me, so I texted her and never got a response. I honestly felt bad calling her, which is why I didn't call her. Unbeknownst to me, when I woke up to this voicemail at 6:30 in the morning, the power had come back on at school around midnight. So thankfully, they did get power back, like later in the evening, but it still was better than early morning. So I called my superintendent back, and basically, because power had come back in the school district and that the school had power and the transportation place had power, we were good to go if we could find a driver and an adult that could accompany them. One thing I forgot to mention last night before I went to bed, my stomach started to feel off. And 24 hours before that, my husband had the start of like a 24-hour bug sort of thing. So right before I went to bed last night, I sat down to eat dinner and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even hardly bring myself to eat dinner because my stomach felt just that upset. It was kind of on the border of like, do I vomit or what's going on here? And unfortunately, this morning wasn't much better. So as it stood, I didn't think that being in a car for 6 hours after having the digestive upset that I had was a good idea, because it's 3 hours out and 3 hours back. Long story short, my second teacher couldn't go for me, and thank goodness there was a parent. This parent is also an employee of the school district, so they were good to go on like the volunteer I'm going to accompany front. Literally worst case scenario that I couldn't go and our other ag teacher couldn't go. So they left a few hours later. By the time we found a driver and I got the kids coordinated, they left a few hours later than they were originally going to leave this morning. We were supposed to leave at 8. They didn't leave until like almost 10, which was fine. I had built in enough time for them to get there anyway. So they went, they had a great time, and I'll have to put a picture on here. I'm so proud of them. I can't wait to talk to them tomorrow. I'm feeling better now, so I should be able to. Had it not been a 6 total hour round trip, I probably would have just fought through it, but I couldn't chance that. For those of you that are familiar, you understand how far apart those rest areas are on I-90. So from Buffalo to Syracuse, you don't have that many options. I was going to introduce my companion Weather, but he just walked away from me. But that was the sheep that was just pestering me for the last however long. But that was basically my day in a nutshell. I spent an entire snow day sick at home while a small group of my students and a parent took a 6-hour road trip to Syracuse to accept one of the most prestigious awards in Ag FFA in our state. I'm just taking that as a challenge and saying we need to win it again at some point because I didn't get the experience this time. Baby update, Solo Baby. That is the ewe right there. And the image that I've been analyzing, anxiously awaiting for new babies.